Howdy, Immortalium here, and today I thought I might do a discussion video on the most popular anime series in the modern day in Japan. And part of the idea of me wanting to make this video comes from an experience that I had several years ago. I was perusing Anime News Network, a website, and came across their articles in which they listed out the top 10 anime series in Japan based on TV ratings. And there was a comment below the article in which someone was asking, this was back, of course, when Attack on Titan had exploded in popularity, and someone was asking, hey, where's Attack on Titan on this list? I thought Attack on Titan was really, really popular. Why isn't it on this list? And someone had to explain to them that Attack on Titan aired past midnight in Japan, and so the TV ratings for it wouldn't be particularly high, at least compared to the more mainstream anime series in Japan. And that got me interested, and this interest has persisted to today, in the differences between manga and anime fandom in Japan and manga and anime fandom in the West. And I think one of the greatest examples of this is actually the most popular anime series airing in Japan in the modern day. I'm going to be ignoring the most popular anime series airing in Japan ever. That would be series including stuff like Lupin the Third Part 2 and Touch. I could do a different video on that, but today I'm just talking about the modern anime series. And interestingly, the top anime series in Japan in terms of TV ratings is one that a lot of people in the West have never heard of. It's a show called Sazai-san. It's based on the manga by Machiko Hasegawa and follows two families, the Yosono and Fuguta families. And it's a comedy series dealing with family life. It has been airing since 1969 and has actually produced over 2,500 episodes and is easily the longest running anime series in Japan. In fact, if I'm correct, it actually has the Guinness World Record for the longest running animated series of any kind. It is interesting to me that the show is so popular in Japan, but is relatively unknown here in the West, which I find quite fascinating. That is easily the most popular one, but the number 2 slot for most popular anime series is a bit more competitive. Typically, the ratings will show a series called Chibi Maruko-Chan as being the second most popular anime series airing on Japanese television today. And for those of you unfamiliar with Chibi Maruko-Chan, it is based on a manga series created by Momoko Sakura. And it's actually had 2 anime adaptations. The first one actually was produced between 1990 and 1992 and produced 142 episodes. Afterwards, a second anime series was produced in 1995, and that series has been airing on Japanese television ever since. It has proven immensely popular, and it's funny to me again that this is another series that many people in the West will never have heard of. The manga is unavailable in English. It's very interesting to me how stark a difference it can be between the popularity of anime series in Japan and the popularity of anime series in the West. Now, the anime series that occupies the number 3 slot usually, sometimes crawling up to the number 2 slot, is actually a series that a lot of people will have heard of, and it's called Detective Conan. Here in the West, at least in the English-speaking world, it was released as Case Closed. It's based on the manga by Gosho Aoyama and follows a teen detective who gets turned into a child, and they must solve crimes while looking for a way to turn themselves back into normal. And this series has been running since 1996 and actually is very close to 1,000 episodes aired. So it's proven to be immensely popular in Japan. Now, unlike Sazai-san and Chibi Maruko-Chan, this series has actually seen some Western releases. Funimation originally dubbed about 100 episodes of this series, but eventually cancelled it due to poor sales and low TV ratings, which I think is a shame because it's a very interesting series. I'm more familiar with the manga version of this series, released by Viz Media. And as far as I'm aware, they're continuing to release manga volumes of this series, so at least the manga is pretty much available in the West. If I'm correct, it's about 10 volumes behind the Japanese releases. But I still think it's very impressive that a series as long-running as Detective Conan / Case Closed does have an English release of the manga at all. So that's another very interesting example to me of a anime series not being as popular in the West as it is in Japan. Because, let me tell you, it's very popular in Japan. And there's plenty of other examples. Those are the 3 that I kind of wanted to tackle most. But there's plenty of other examples of anime series that have proven very popular in Japan and have seen little to no popularity in the West. Some of these series include Doraemon, which we've seen Disney dub a few of those episodes. But as far as I can tell, they haven't been particularly successful. And Crayon Shin-chan, which was originally dubbed into English in a kind of kid-friendly form. And then I know Funimation dubbed it, making it a lot more cruder and crasser, but ultimately getting cancelled again due to relatively poor TV ratings and home video sales. And so I just find that really fascinating, and I wonder to myself, why is it that as fans of this medium, of anime, that these series speak so much to Japanese people, but to us as fans of the medium, they don't speak quite as strongly. And I would love to be able to see a lot more of these anime series get released someday. Maybe even the manga that they're based on. I think that would be a little more realistic. But I'd like to hear what you guys think of these anime series, whether you've heard of any of them, whether you knew that they were so popular in Japan, considering that we have seen little to no releases of them in the West, and just your thoughts on basically the differences between popularity of anime series in Japan and popularity of anime series in the West. I think that would be quite an interesting discussion, so let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.